Hello adventurers, and welcome back to my channel. This morning has been absolutely lovely. I woke up and it was in the 40s and that was a little chilly, but I was able to about 8:15 start moving around and not feel like I was like frigid. I have loved this campsite. It was absolutely so quiet and peaceful, and with my WeBoost I was able to top off some service, so I felt a little bit more safe and comfortable. Not to mention I was able to get a little bit of work done, which is great. But now it's time for us to go down mountain. We have to go to Durango today for an errand day, and it's going to be a good one. So I think that today is going to be something that's just like us picking up all the things that we needed. Now, do they have things in Silverton? Yeah, they do, but at the same time, they're at a premium. For example, I saw a can of Wolf chili, $4.69. Wow. I also saw a few other things that I normally would pick up that were like double, if not triple the price. A small bag of chips, $2.60. That's kind of how it is though in the mountain towns. And a lot of people look at the mountain towns and say, oh, I love them. They're so charming. They're so quaint. And yes, they are. And I agree. I love coming here. It is wonderful to recreate here. However, even the locals a lot of times go down mountain to get the groceries at Walmart. So that's what we're going to do today. I need to pick up some water. I need a couple of other things, Clorox wipes, a couple food items that I've just kind of been out of for a minute. And so that way I can have those. And so I'm kind of making a list and checking it twice like Santa Claus. And then also while I'm down mountain, I have some actual officing that I need to do. Some stuff with some of the businesses that I work with. I need to fill out some forms and do some things. So I'm going to be there for pretty much all day, but I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to end up tonight. I'm not sure if I'm going to stay closer to Durango. The temperature swing between here and Durango is 20 to 25 degrees today. So it's quite warm down there. So I don't know that I want to do that. But at the same time, I don't want to drive the super twisty mountain roads after it gets dark. So I'm going to try to get everything finished up in a timely fashion so I can get back up mountain without having to be in the darkness because the deer are moving. So with that, in the famous words of Lizzo, it's about that time. That's our song of the day. Let's get this. Van is already on because I just checked my batteries. Safety first, always. And so with that, Transformers, let's roll out. Now we're heading out of the campground here. Again, Little Mullis Lake, really nice area, but kind of bumpy. So picking a path is important. And if you have low clearance, just take it real slow. I have no idea if this campsite will be available again when I get back. It probably won't, but I lucked into it this time. So maybe, we'll see. Oh my gosh, I always keep my eyes open just in case I see something kind of fun. And oh, a chipmunk, little chippy sitting. That makes my day so happy. Anyway, we got to go toward Durango now. Womp womp. Well, sure enough, we did hit the construction, and that's okay. I kind of knew that this might be the case because they're working on some things on this road. Oh wow, this isn't just like a small amount of things. This is huge. Check that out. The lane is completely gone. That is wild. Good news is this is very short-lived. So we can get past this and then get over here to this other side, and then I think it clears, but we'll see. I checked the traffic before I got onto the map in the direction of, I always try to do that, especially if I'm not familiar with an area as much, just so that I can make sure that I'm not driving into something that's gonna have me sitting for like hours. And yeah, it looked like it was just a short amount of wait. So I was like, okay, let's do this. So that was it. That was it right there. Unless there's something else ahead that wasn't marked on my map today. So I feel like that was a win. That wasn't anything crazy. So yeah, let's go to Durango now. Well guys, there was in fact a second one. So this one could take a little bit longer, but we'll see. Currently, I'm looking at the time and we'll see how many minutes it takes before we get to go. This one at least has a light, so that's positive. Literally 2 minutes. 2 minutes and that was it. So not bad. I'm also finding a few stops that we might want to explore at some point in this adventure series of what we're doing. because there's some beautiful viewpoints. So maybe if I end up having to stay in Durango tonight, I could come up this way and do that. I don't know. I still would prefer to be up mountain by nighttime because it's going to be a cooler sleep. It's kind of harder to tell from just this angle, but the entire valley is filled with smoke. As I passed over like the Purgatory Pass area where they have the ski resort, I started noticing it started filling in a lot more with smoke. And so I had looked at Watch Duty already to make sure I was going to be safe on this trip, and I am. But at the same time, there is a lot of air quality issues as a result of the fires. So I'm glad that I'm not going to be here long. This is going to be very interesting. Like, it's hazy, but it's also drifting upwards. It's harder to see on camera. Also, I can start smelling it coming in my vents. You can see it's just super, super hazy all in the valley. Okay, I found a stop for us, and it's right off of the highway. It's definitely very smoky smelling, so that's not great. But we're at Pinkerton Hot Spring, which is right off of the 550. It mentions here that this is a geothermal hot spring in the San Juan Mountains, and this was actually on some land that was owned by the Utes, the Ute territory in the Animas Valley, and it was first settled by prospectors in 1860. There was a man named James Harvey Pinkerton and his wife, and they came here, and this is who the hot spring is actually named after. Now, throughout the years, they produced all sorts of goods that were then sold to the mining camps up mountain and down mountain, and so this is why it was named after them, because it was on their property. Even though, again, this was part of the Ute territory, it was their property. So it's a pretty fascinating stop. But let's get to it. It's a little wet over here, so this is going to be interesting to get to. But we got our good shoes on, so let's do this. Well guys, that was a cool stop, just a little stretch break, something neat. It is also a popular stop. While I was here, probably 5 or 10 families have stopped off. It's a really neat, fascinating story. Just a natural occurring hot spring. Very, very picturesque. The colors from the minerals are absolutely epic. Definitely one that I would suggest. It's just a quick on and off. You get to learn a little bit of history, you get to see something cool. And well, even though the smoke was out there, it wasn't so bad. So I am optimistic. Well, I have some positive and some negative news. You can probably hear the negative. It is raining. That's not a bad thing because of the smoke. I'm not going to complain about that because they definitely need it, but that is going to make going up into the mountains very interesting. I don't usually try to drive on super windy roads when it's like this because, especially if it's been really warm, the oil rises to the top, making the roads a little bit more treacherous, we shall say. But I do have to go up the mountain. I still have to go to Walmart. Today was a little bit different because the Wi-Fi here is not great, but it's much better than some Wi-Fi. So whenever I was working on uploading, the problem is I normally just throw things over to my phone if the Wi-Fi is kind of slow. I tested it when I first got here. I checked it out. I noticed it was gonna be a little slower, so I threw it over to my phone. But the problem is in Durango, for some reason, with AT&T, I have 5G plus, which means that it's kind of hit or miss on actually being 5G. So the first 2 videos I got finished up real quick. I was so excited. They uploaded right away, and then it started to be weird. And the 3rd video is still trying to upload. So this evening, whenever I put up my WeBoost, I'll just try to get it all set up so that it can upload overnight. That's fine. I got everything else done otherwise, and so I am officially finished with business for a couple days. I am gonna have to probably upload a few more things because, as you guys know, I post videos daily, so I try to stay ahead. Most of the time I can do that from like camp, or whenever I'm driving around I can just again upload it from my phone. So I've got to figure that out. I still have to go to Walmart, so This should be interesting. I'm about to map it, take a deep breath, and I can do this. I really hope that it's not raining like super crazy on the mountain though, because that's not gonna be fun. Okay, we are here at the good old Walmarto. I have gotten my things now, and now it's time for me to go back up the mountain. Whew, it was weird in there. Not because of the store, just because there were a lot of people, and now my keys are stuck. Oh, okay, got it. Now, there's a few things. They do not have trash cans here, so I gotta figure out where to dump my trash. That could be a problem. Also, I forgot something. I just put everything in this bag for now. Okay, I'm at 76%, so I definitely have to top that one off a little bit more. This one's okay. It's not great, but it's not terrible. And the daiquiri is pretty good. Okay, so the goal is to get that guy topped off by the time I get up to the top of the mountain. I don't know if that's gonna work or not, but we're gonna try, because I would like to be able to use my air fryer tonight, possibly, to make some chicken strips to go with my Caesar salad that I picked up. I was really wanting a salad, so I thought, okay, I'll just get a very small one. I need the power though. The daiquiri I can use, so I was planning on using that for my Wii Boost at my campsite though, so that's gonna drain it a little bit more, and tomorrow I'm not gonna be driving quite as much, so, oh no. In fact, let me go check the daiquiri real quick. Okay, I'm gonna do one last thing. Oh yeah, that one's not there yet either. This one should be better by the time I get to the top though, probably. We'll see. Because it started raining, my solar wasn't great. I'm only pulling in about 5 watts. Normally at this point in the afternoon, I'm pulling in way more than that. So that's just kind of how it goes sometimes. I'm not thrilled about that, but that's okay. I picked up all the things that I need, and I should be pretty good for a while. I picked up some things for wraps, because on the days where I'm going, I need something that doesn't require me to use power all the time. And so wraps are really good because I can grab and go and move on, and that should work out well for me. Also, it looks like one of the sprinkler heads in the Walmart parking lot is broken. Yeah, somebody's getting a free car wash today. Yep. Free car wash day. Anyway, long story short, I doubt that I get my lake campsite, but I have another site that I can go to. It's the site that I've been staying at. There's a few spots over there, so worst case scenario, we don't have an ideal spot. I just need a place to lay my head that I can pop out my Wii Boost and be able to work a little bit more. Today was a good day. It was a productive day, but also I have so much to do. Tomorrow I'm definitely getting out and adventuring somewhere, so I have to figure that out. I have one more thing I need to check before I leave the land of service, and so I'm going to do that really quickly, and then I'm going to chart my course to go up mountain. And at some point I would like to come to Durango. It's just so stinking hot here. Like, as I was coming down mountain, I could feel the heat. And it didn't feel good, let me tell you. And being outside, it's just like a humid swelteringness because it rained a little bit. So that makes it harder to want to like go and adventure. But maybe, I don't know. We'll see what we do while we're in Silverton, and if I decide to head back down, because there's so many cool things between Silverton and Durango. So maybe. Well guys, I made it back to Golden Horn. I tried a couple other campsites. It's pretty packed everywhere, so I just picked what I knew. And I'm really happy because I was able to get this nice open spot, which means first thing in the morning, my solar is gonna pick up and I'll be able to top off. So that's really good. At the same time, I'm kind of in the middle of everybody. So you can see I have this nice wide expanse here, which means that anybody who comes in tonight is gonna be in this area. The outer perimeter is already kind of taken. So in the morning, I'll be looking for another spot, but I think I'm gonna get out and do some stuff tomorrow, so that's fine. I'm gonna try a couple other places that I've kind of been looking into, and who knows, maybe I'll find one of those. Maybe somebody around here will roll out. I don't know. I just know that tomorrow I'll probably get back to camp a little bit earlier than I did today. I'm definitely tired. Today has been a long day, and on the way back, there was all sorts of craziness on the road. So very tired now, mentally exhausted. So I'm gonna get to bed pretty early tonight. I think I'm just gonna make something super simple as opposed to the chicken with the salad. I'll do that another night. It'll be fine tomorrow maybe. And tonight I'm just gonna use up what I need to use up. I have a couple little mini bagels. I'll make a mini bagel pizza and it should be quite tasty. But for now, I'm just gonna soak in these last couple of views because it's beautiful here.